Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of The Stark Effect. I'm your host, yours truly, Khalif Starks. Welcome to my podcast, the podcast that I host, and I enjoy doing this with you, building this little like support system that we have here, this community that we have here. Thank you for coming back to another episode. I just want to say thank y'all for all the love on my recent videos. Like, I'm so gagged because in 2 days, I recorded the video. I'm talking about the Tamar Braxton and Tyler video I just did. I recorded that Friday night and I posted it Saturday. And by Monday, yeah, so like 2 or 3 days. I can't even count because I'm so tired. Hold on. Yeah, so 2 days, because over the weekend, the video got to almost 1,000 views. Sorry, I had a moment there because I'm a little tired. It's been such a long day, and she has to go to work and stuff like that, girl. So, but no, the video is like at 878 views. So I'm so gagged by that. I'm like, oh my god, like thank y'all for like watching, and it's so interesting because it's always the videos that I don't think like people will watch the most that y'all be watching. So I think that's so interesting how this works. I thought people would watch the Lil Nas X one. Y'all watching that one too though. That one is almost at 500. So I say all this to say thank y'all for watching any of the videos that I make. I really appreciate it. It's so fun doing this with you all. Quick disclaimer, okay? If I say something that triggers you, I do not mind. I don't mind, the critique or whatever, but keep it cute. Cause some of y'all are a little not the ones who are positive, but I had someone try to try me on Instagram today publicly. Keep it cute. And I'm gonna leave it there. Anyways, thank you for returning. If you cool, you cool. But I'm saying I had someone get kind of disrespectful about one of my videos towards me. And it's someone who I met in person a few times. So I'm just gonna say this here publicly. You can critique me all you want, but you need to keep it cute. Okay. All right. So, but on a positive note, thank you so much for watching my channel. Let's go ahead and let's get into this Lil Nas X situation because we have some updates today. Okay, we have some really major updates. So earlier this afternoon here in Los Angeles, he was at a courthouse in Van Nuys, but he was released from jail on a $75,000 bond. Okay, he was held in jail over the weekend after the infamous video that came out last Thursday of Lil Nas X walking down the street at 4 a.m. Thursday morning, Ventura Boulevard in San Fernando Valley. That's the neighborhood outside of California, okay? In the video, you all saw it. It's been circulating everywhere. It has like millions of views at this point. In that video, he had the white underwear on, the white cowboy boots. He was singing it.
Nah, 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 nah. Hey,
What
don't
up?
be late to the party tonight.
Where at?
You know where it's at. Nah, go ahead, babe. Nah, 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 nah. Go ahead, babe. Nah, 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 nah. Didn't I tell you to put the phone down? I am serving you, and you better be at that party tonight. That's gonna be a beautiful sunrise. Give me that phone so I can throw it. I want to throw it far away so you never see it again. I don't like phones. Don't miss the party tonight. Why are you still here? You need to be telling everybody about the party, girl. What's your problem?
Rapper Lil Nas X has pleaded not guilty to 4 felony charges after allegedly attacking police officers and resisting arrest while wandering mostly naked in Los Angeles last week. Video of the incident circulated online, appearing to show him walking the streets in only underwear and cowboy boots. Police say the 26-year-old was later taken to hospital for a possible overdose. He's facing 3 counts of battery with injury on a police officer and 1 count of resisting an executive officer. He's pleaded not guilty. He's been ordered to attend 4 Narcotics Anonymous meetings a week or attend outpatient treatment. His bail has been set at $75,000 US.
It was crazy in the video, is what I'm saying. So there was a second video that came out over the weekend, like a follow-up video of that same Thursday morning / Thursday night incident. But in the second video that was circulating all over the internet on the blogs, media websites were picking it up. It was him, without his underwear, unfortunately, and he didn't even have his shoes on anymore. Now, apparently, according to TMZ, there was a person who was out there with him who who got, Lil Nas
The
X
boot.
boots. He picked up the boots and he sold them on eBay for an X amount of money, which is crazy in itself, right? So that happened there. What did occur is that apparently Lil Nas X, he attacked three officers. He charged at three officers, and according to TMZ, it got pretty crazy, right? So, and he also resisted arrest. So with attacking three officers and resisting arrest of one executive officer, that resulted in him receiving and being charged with 4 felonies. All right, so that's 3 counts of. Let's go ahead and just read the report. Let me read the report. I hope you're all enjoying this so far. I'll try to make this one quick. But let's make it clear. TMZ did break this story. The other news outlets did not break this story. Okay, so if we're seeing this story circulate around the internet, it is not the other outlets. It is TMZ. Respectfully, TMZ is the one who broke this particular story. But I'm gonna read from AP News because when I was doing my research, I felt like TMZ's articles were a bit messy, but I feel like they were kind of running out of stuff to write about. Like I saw one article where they were writing about what he was eating in jail, which I thought was so silly. But I just feel like it was a slow news day. It's not a lot going on in celebrity news right now. So like Lil Nas X is the biggest story. So I mean, I can't knock them. I can't knock them for writing about what he was eating, but I just felt like that wasn't important. But we're gonna use AP News. I just want to give credit to TMZ. So it's an article here. The headline reads: Lil Nas X pleads not guilty to attacking police officers as he walked naked on LA street. This was updated around 6 p.m. earlier tonight, August 25th. It was written by Andrew Doughton at Associated Press, aka AP News. So here's the full report here. Lil Nas X was charged Monday with 4 felonies after police say he charged at them when they confronted him for walking naked down a Los Angeles street last week. The musician, whose legal name is Montero Lamar Hill, pleaded not guilty in a court appearance to 3 counts of battery with injury on a police officer and 1 count of resisting an executive officer, the district attorney's office said. The charges were far more serious than initial reports that he was being investigated for a misdemeanor and with convictions. The counts could collectively bring a sentence of more than 10 years in prison for the singer and rapper whose Old Town Road was one of the biggest hit singles in history. Pause. That was a really big record when it came out. Like Lil Nas X definitely did his thing with Old Town Road. He did his thing. Let's get back into the article here. Police officers found the 26-year-old walking naked on Ventura Boulevard, a major thoroughfare in the Studio City neighborhood, shortly before 6 a.m. Friday. They say he charged at the officers when confronted and was arrested. The criminal complaint filed in court Monday includes few details, but says that for each of the 3 officers he did, end quote, did unlawfully use force and violence and inflict an injury, end quote, on a person he, end quote, reasonably should have known, end quote, was a peace officer, end quote, engaged in the performance of a duty, end quote. Okay, I had to say y'all with the quotes there. uh, Police, suspecting a possible overdose, took him to a hospital where he spent several hours before being taken to jail, where he has remained since. After spending 3 days in jail, he was released on $75,000 bail, conditional on attending drug treatment. A message to his attorneys was not immediately answered, but one of them, Christy O'Connor, told a judge Lil Nas X has led a remarkable life that has included winning 2 Grammy Awards. Okay, so pause right here. So, uh, one of his attorneys is, in court, and she is just saying, hey, we have to note that he has had a great life. This was simply just a situation that got out of hand. He has 2 Grammys. He's very successful. Getting Grammys is hard. I think people think that getting Grammys is easy. That could probably be debatable with the newer artists. Because some people they feel like, oh, the newer kids get the stuff too easy. Like they're not that artistic or whatever. But I don't know. I feel like getting Grammys. Yes, there might be a political thing in there, like politics behind the scenes that may be in a person's favor. But having 2 Grammys at that's an accomplishment. I think that's something to note. Okay, really quickly, I'm gonna pause right here. Before we get back into the report, one of my friends, Tracy, she bought me this female rapper coffee mug. Y'all, okay, if you know me, if you actually know me, you know I love female rap. I love all the girls. This is Nicki Minaj, that's Lauryn Hill, that's Cardi B. I think that's Kamaya at the top. Kamaya. That's Megan Thee Stallion, that's Missy Elliott. So it's like a cute little wrapper cup that my homegirl Tracy got me. Shout out to you, Tracy. Okay, so let's get back into the article. And here is a quote. And this is what O'Connor said in court. Christy O'Connor, that's one of Lil Nas X's attorneys. End quote. Assuming the allegations here are true, this is an absolute aberration in this person's life, O'Connor said in court, according to NBC. Nothing like this has ever happened to him, end quote. The charges were first reported by TMZ. Lil Nas X is set to return to court on September 15th for his next pre-trial hearing. The rapper and singer from Atlanta is best known for 2018's country and hip hop merging Old Town Road, which spent a record of 19 weeks at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and won him his Grammys. All right, so once again, I just want to give him credit. I think Lil Nas X need a little bit of love right now. Journalist hat off, okay? Back to the article. Known for his genre bending, innovating sounds and style, his first full studio album, 2021's Montero, went #2 on the Billboard album chart and was nominated for a Grammy for Album of the Year. Okay, great. All right, well, that's the article there from Associated Press. Thank you, Andrew Doughton, for an amazing article. And thank you, Andrew, for calling out his stats because in my last video, I hope I didn't seem shady or nothing like that. Because in a part of my commentary, I was like, the music, he's been kind of struggling to evolve as an artist. But hey, your second album is coming out on #2 on the Billboard charts. You're successful, okay? Even if it came out at a later number, I feel like if you're on that chart in general, you're doing your thing. You're definitely a mover and shaker in the industry. And regardless of how we feel, one thing I've been seeing is I've been seeing like a lot of and people are entitled to their opinion, but it's just interesting how I see other like gay men who are calling out Lil Nas X when he's like having a moment. You know what I mean? So I mean, y'all can do what y'all want to do. I'm not saying anything, but I just think it's fascinating how Lil Nas X is definitely a trailblazer, right? And it's just interesting how I'm seeing like, yes, he's a stunt queen and all that, right? Like we know that. Maybe that's the reason why people are kind of being harsh about it, but I don't know. I'm kind of seeing people be real harsh to him. Anyways, what do you all think about this? I think that, first of all, I'm happy that he served his time. I'm happy that he got out, over the weekend. He was able to get the bail and get what he needed. And according to TMZ as well, when I was doing my research earlier today, TMZ did release an article saying that he was doing okay, that he was doing totally fine in the jail. Like he wasn't causing any disturbances, he wasn't singing, there was nothing like that going on. He was totally fine. Now I'm seeing in the comments of people just on the social medias and on the internets and stuff that a lot of people are suggesting, just people, random people, are suggesting that he was probably laced, right? And when people do get laced at these parties, you know what I mean? Or they get laced hanging out with friends. We don't really know where he was before that video came out. We don't know if he was in a car and someone dropped him off or he was with a friend. There aren't really like clear details as to what happened to get him there. Not that I can recall. Someone drop down below and let me know if I'm missing anything. Politely, of course. And yeah, so we don't know what happened, right? So what I'm saying is like, some people are like suggesting maybe he got laced, because he got out of jail and he got out of the hospital. They took him to the hospital because they thought it was an overdose. Now, it hasn't been released, to my knowledge, unless I missed it. It has not been released if he was overdosed or not. All we do know is that he was released from the hospital and immediately sent to jail over the weekend, right? So he sat in jail over the weekend and he had his court hearing this morning and he returns to court on September 15th. So, and just let me fact check that one more time before we wrap up. I just want to make sure I get it right on when Homeboy is supposed to return. Yeah, he returns on September 15th to court for his next pre-trial hearing. So honestly, I really hope he gets through this. Journalist hat off, reporter hat off. This is me commentary, us just talking. I really hope that he can, sometimes when situations like this happen, it can go one or two ways. It could be a wake-up call for a person, or it could be something where they keep spiraling, right? Like they might get out and then they're going through a lot in their life and they just keep going through stuff, right? They might be fighting some demons. We don't know what's going on in his personal life, but my heart is a little soft for Lil Nas X because, he's a black queer boy out here just living his life. And we don't know what he's going through on a personal level. And I have seen some reporters and some outlets actually say that like some commentators at main or in mainstream media say that they think that we should give him grace. And it's interesting because these are white commentators that I've seen say that. So I just think it's interesting how I'm actually happy that they're saying that. I think that he deserves grace because when things like this happen, we all know what the law does. The law is going to throw the book, at a black man, rather he's gay, straight, or whatever, right? So that's something that's going to happen, right? But he did apparently charge at the officers, right? So, we see all sides. We see all sides. Anywho, you drop down below and you let me know what you think of this report. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of The Stark Effect. Please like, comment, and share. And thank you so much for watching. Take care.